Hey, I am Nico D. So today I am back with two new pedals. So I already had this one. So from Behringer, the vintage tube overdrive. I like this a lot. So it is an early distortion, but not early enough. I also have got my Rat clone, so the dark mouse. That's a late distortion, and I love it also, but there is something that I was missing from overdrive, and that's this. So this is the Super Fuzz from Behringer. So the name says it, it is a fuzz, of course. So a fuzz is an early distortion. So it is first used by the Rolling Stones in the song Satisfaction. Da, 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 da. So a fuzz is very important in the history of music. A fuzz was the first real distortion-like sound that we had. Of course, the Kings also had their first kind of distortion by cutting the amp cone, but that's something different. So the fuzz was the first pedal that had distortion. So Jimi Hendrix also used a fuzz, so the fuzz face, I think it was called, so the round fuzz pedal, very famous. I cannot afford those. I think it's sold for more than 30,000 euro, the fuzz that Jimi Hendrix used. So I'm not gonna use that. So let me open this. A small explanation in English. Thank you for showing your trust in purchasing our products. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my tube screamer. Well, there is one thing I really don't like about the Behringer. So most pedals have their power over here, and Behringer has it over here. So if you've got a patch cable like this, that is impossible, because then the power is not accessible. So you have to put the patch cable like this so the power is accessible. That I don't like. I really would have liked that they used this for power, but well, it is what it is. So gone is the tube screamer, and here is the Super Fuzz. Okay. Let's set that. Oh, the knobs are hard and cheap. Well, the knobs are very hard and they feel cheap. Let me compare with this. This is a lot easier. These are hard to turn, and it is hard to reach the middle knob because the other knob here is underneath and these two are right next to it. So it is quite hard to reach the middle knob. They all are pretty hard to turn, certainly this one. So that is something cheap from the Behringer. So these pedals are very cheap. So you get what you pay for. That is of course a thing. But I didn't have much money and I wanted to play electric guitar with pedals, so I spent some money on cheap pedals, and then in the future I can buy better pedals. But for now I've got everything what I wanted. So let me try the fuzz. So this is my clean sound. that's a harsh sound. So it is a very dirty sound. Now the gain is really just a little bit on and it is already very dirty. So it is a sound that I'm not used to using. So I can't play Satisfaction. Very distorted. It is a harsh sound. It is like nothing else. It is more distorted than I expected it to be. It is very fuzzy in sound. It is fuzz. Yeah, the name is correct for it. It is fuzz. If you listen to this. I like it a lot. But it sounds really good. It doesn't sound as nice as the Tube Screamer. The Tube Screamer is for me a real blues sound. it is, yeah, a full good light overdrive, the Tube Screamer. So this, but that is totally not like a Tube Screamer. It is a lot more overdriven, a lot, yeah, it is hard to play with because there are every note you play comes out, but it's very harsh. So if you play a wrong note, you will hear it very well. While with a normal distortion, so let me compare my distortion. I will turn down my gain a little bit, so the gain over here is at 12 o'clock. So my gain of my distortion is also at 12 o'clock now. So let's. So the distortion is a much fuller sound. It isn't as hard as the fuzz. So the fuzz has got 3 modes. So this is the first mode. So this is the fuzz 1 mode. So let's try fuzz 2. So let's compare it first. This is the fuzz 2, fuzz 1. Fuzz 2. A totally different sound. It is special. It is. So a fuzz is unlike any other distortion-like or overdrive-like pedal that I've used. It is a lot more distorted than I would have expected, but it isn't as full sound as a good distortion pedal. So you hear that this is one of the first kinds of distortion pedals, because it's not a developed sound yet. That's what makes it so unique. It gives it a unique sound, it gives it a very dirty sound, a very muddy sound, a very fuzzy sound. As you hear the fuzz, it's fuzzes. So the name is exactly what it should be, and it sounds really dirty, very dirty. So one weird thing. Turning down the gain on a level 2, on a fuzz 2, it does change the sound, it gives it more gain when you open it, but the gain is already very open even when the sound is at 0, even when the knob is at 0. So this is at 0. it gives it such a dirty sound. So it's like when you put your guitar tone through 10 old telephone lines and you record it, then it's about the same sounds as you would get then. So I'm not used to using it, so I really don't know what to play with it. I must find something. Well, let's try an intro song. Yeah, it's so dirty. It's so very dirty. So let's see what the third mode is. So the third mode is boost. Level doesn't seem to do anything on a boost. So the third channel is, as it says, it is a boost. It can give a little bit of gain, sustain. I don't like it very much because it overdrives a little bit too much. So if the level would be able to be used for volume, then it would be useful. Then you could use it as a volume pedal, but the level doesn't work, and it is not clean. So with gain, of course, you gain. So that's the Fuzz. So now let's check out the digital multi-effects. So this has got, as the name says, multiple effects in one pedal. So these are all effects that I once